伴随海上贸易的兴起，除了来自东方的茶叶、瓷器和丝绸，中国的传统文化也逐渐走进了这个欧洲的岛国。今天，那一份唐风汉韵依然散发着独特的魅力。迈克尔·伍德是英国著名历史学家和电视制作人，他正在筹备拍摄中国诗人杜甫的纪录片。
I am making a film with CCTV and BBC next year about Du Fu, but the person who really got me when I was a kid was a less important poet called Du Mu, and he wrote a lot of four-line poems, and they're really fantastic, you know. So I used to try to learn some of the poems of Du Fu in Chinese. Those great poems, you know, the one about the Yangzhou Meng. So, yeah, that was what got me interested in Chinese. And this is the very famous poem. 落魄江湖在诸行，主要先系将军情。十年一朝扬州梦，赢得青楼不醒。
正是这种令人魂牵梦萦的风骨，召唤着伍德的内心，让他跨越时空的阻隔，去追寻唐诗的足迹。迈克尔·伍德毕业于牛津大学历史系，从大学时代看到一本英文版的唐诗开始，他就喜欢上了中国历史。他是这家有着100年历史书店的常客，今天他专程来这里寻找中国唐诗方面的书籍。
I first went in 1984, so a bit, some time later, but I still remember that feeling of being in the streets in smaller towns, and people had come up and. Do you remember there was
excitement?
Yeah, there was a radio, there was a TV program, wasn't there, about learning English, and they'd often have the cycler-styled, you know, notes about the translation, and they'd come up to you at a bus stop saying,
because again, in the 70s where there were just bicycles, a few cars, but hundreds and thousands of bicycles.
What a change!
Totally different,
迈克尔·伍德经常去大英图书馆查阅资料，今天他要去探访这里的镇馆之宝甲骨文，从中他希望可以看见3600年前的中国。
This is the British Library. The treasures of the English language here. Many great things from Magna Carta to Shakespeare to Jane Austen to the Beatles to Harry Potter. But also, among the earliest things in the whole of the exhibitions here are from China. The oracle bones from Anyang. Let's go and have a look.
对中国5000年文明历史的兴趣，吸引着迈克尔·伍德一次又一次来到中国。他曾经专程去河南安阳探寻甲骨文。
Some of the signs are very like the signs in modern Chinese, you know, like rain, like that. They're very bothered about rain and water. Now you can see, so these are the holes which are, you do the heated metal point on the reverse side, and that's what produces the cracks on the other side. The data that they're not just about divination, they're an incredible insight into the whole story of early China. Beautiful. When you read the story of the discovery of Anyang, the thing that really got me interested in China when I...
迈克尔·伍德制作并主持过120多部纪录片，由他担任撰稿和主持的《中华故事》。 拍摄近3年时间，他带领摄制组来过中国10多次。
It's a great time to be looking at the events which have shaped the history of China and the ideals which have made its culture so distinctive and so brilliant for so long.
中华故事 讲述了中国从古代下沙洲到改革开放的巨大历史变迁。2016年在英国广播公司 BBC 播出后，引起了巨大反响。悠久的历史，灿烂的文明，伍德也开始关注这片古老的土地上正在发生的日新月异的变化。2018年，中国改革开放40周年，他拍摄了纪录片《中国改革开放的故事》，采访了近50位亲历者，倾听他们讲述中国故事。
Very interesting, the changes in the Chinese people over the last 35 years that I've been going. I always found the Chinese people very hospitable and very friendly and welcoming. I always loved that about them. Now, they're really full of confidence, I would say, in the main. And, everybody's their own self. It's an amazing kind of confidence thing has grown and a pleasure in life.
In 1914, this Chinatown began, although it was declared Chinatown much more recently. And the First World War period was really important in British-Chinese relations because so many thousands, tens of thousands of Chinese people worked for the Allied armies in the Western Front during the Second World War. Quite a few Chinese people died and are buried here. So that really established a connection in the soil of England for Chinese people, if you like. And now, as you can see, this is a centre of Chinese culture, Chinese music, Chinese theatre, Chinese opera. It's a very, very vibrant social scene here. And, Chinatown's a big feature of London. You wouldn't want to do a tour around London without coming to Chinatown.
为了更好地了解唐诗中描绘的市井文化，伍德常常会到伦敦的唐人街采风，在这里，他经常会遇到华人粉丝。伍德不但喜欢中国美食，还特别擅长用筷子。他对素食情有独钟，今天还带来一本从宋代流传至今的食谱。
China's a very good place for vegetarians, actually, because you can arrive in somewhere in the middle of the night and they can rustle up a meal in no time. But a big Chinese banquet is wonderful. It's called Pure Recipes from the Mountain House Cookbook. It's the oldest cuisine. Nowhere else has got a cookbook 700 years old and it's still in use, so fascinating. It tells you something about the culture, I think.
伍德和拍摄团队追随杜甫的足迹，行程跨越半个中国。诗圣伟大的一生，深深感染着他。
And everything is stirred up and on the move, and he is living through that. And a lot of his poems are about exactly that, the suffering of the ordinary people. There's a famous poem where Du Fu says, it describes what's happening to these poor people and tells him about the dead that lie out in Central Asia, the bones bleaching, and, so he had a great eye for ordinary people's suffering, and a great subject for a film.
2020年4月，由迈克尔·伍德执导的纪录片《杜甫：中国最伟大的诗人》在英国广播公司 BBC 播出，为处于疫情阴霾下的人们送来温暖与力量。和伍德一样，作曲家艾迪也是从年少时接触到中国民乐，从此和中国结下了不解之缘。20多年前， 艾迪和当地华人组建了一支中国民乐乐队，经常到处义务演出。现在，他和乐队正在筹备一场新年音乐会。今天，他来到乐队成员刘芳任教的学校，教孩子们学习中国乐器。
And if you were singing that, you'd take a deep breath and sing the full phrase. Yeah. So it might be good to take a deep breath and blow very steadily through the whole phrase. So this instrument, when I was 21 years old, I bought one of these in London. So I did go for some summer school studies in bamboo flute. Anybody who plays the flute and can understand the whistle can play a bamboo flute.
为了寻找创作中的中国元素，艾迪专程去拜访格拉斯哥博物馆，研究东亚文化的中国史。
Nice to see you. China. Do you know I love tea and do you?
100多年前，英国人约翰·汤姆森来到中国，拍摄了大量照片。他的摄影集《中国和中国人》深深地吸引着艾迪和钟博士。
Yeah, a lot of the Chinese influence style that I use is influenced by slender brush strokes on a black on white canvas, just one line or one dot.
他俩策划了一场诗歌音乐会，用笛声唤醒尘封100年的中国记忆。
无人抹，提起影子，穿住花束。
艾迪曾经为众多交响乐团和芭蕾舞剧作曲，最让他心动的是神秘的中国五音。
I thought I would play a melody that comes from the great Scottish poet Robert Burns of the 18th century. And he wrote a fine poem about a river close to his home. And it's called The Banks and Braes of Bonnie Doon. And I'm going to play it now on the Chinese instrument called the guzheng. And it's an expressively pentatonic instrument, which is very suitable for the folk music that we find in our country.
艾迪也把东西方的音乐元素运用到编曲中。格拉斯哥大学合唱团正在排练由他编曲的中国民歌《康定情歌》。合唱团将开始在中国高校的巡回演出。在有200年历史的格拉斯哥植物园里，生长着从中国远道而来的珍稀植物。艾迪为这个植物园创作了一首钢琴曲。
That was inspired in part by the imagery of the metasequoia tree, the Dawn redwood, in other words,
right, yes.
that was discovered as a fossil tree in China.
It was, yes, yeah,
and then they discovered a living example of it.
Yes,
but that was one of the first inspirations and the first movement of this brought here.
And then introduced to the West from 1948.
Yes.
So
well, see, I was born in 1948, so I'm the same age as that. So it's an amazing song for the pandas today.
I hope so.
Yes, I hope so.
Yes, yeah.
艾迪对和中国相关的一切倍感兴趣，似乎都能激发他的创作灵感。2011年，大熊猫甜甜和阳光作为友谊使者，从中国四川来到英国爱丁堡，成为公众关注的明星。艾迪专门为他们创作了歌曲。
大熊猫呀，真可爱。大大的眼睛，圆溜
And there's quite a lot of chat on Smooth Radio, and he likes he's used to people, so he likes the babble of voices.
He likes,
which you can understand.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It makes him feel
I do that too. I've got the radio a lot.
So he likes Scottish accent, I believe.
I hope so. I hope so. He comes to me when I talk to him, so he must like Scottish accent.
用中国乐器演奏西方乐曲，用西方乐器演奏中国民乐。艾迪在东西方音乐的交融中游刃有余。40多年前，他加入了苏格兰民谣乐队，曾经在中国多个城市演出。今天，他们正在用苏格兰乐器合练中国民乐紫竹调。
Hello, Mr. McLaughlin. It's really great to be back in your studio.
在艾迪和中国民乐乐队的精心准备下，孩子们期待已久的新年音乐会如期举行。格拉斯哥大学合唱团在中国高校开始了巡回演出，由艾迪编曲的康定情歌赋予了这首传统中国民歌新的内涵。中英两国的高校合唱团联袂演出，上演了一场场中西合璧的音乐盛宴。音乐和诗歌是超越时空的。剑桥大学20年来每年都要举办端午龙舟节，以纪念中国诗人屈原。龙舟节由老华侨李炳南发起，英国女王为剑桥龙舟节特别书面致函，女王代表也亲临现场。
Thank you very much for inviting me to the Cambridge Dragon Boat Festival for 2018. And as the Queen's representative in the county, I am pleased to say that we've had a letter of support for this excellent family day, focused on dragon boats and also a celebration of Chinese culture from Her Majesty the Queen and Buckingham Palace. They hope that we have a very successful and enjoyable event.
This is what Cambridge is all about. It's all about diversity, it's all about multiculturalism, and it's all about vibrancy, the vibrancy that brings to this wonderful city of ours.
端午节起源于2000多年前的中国，被联合国教科文组织列为世界非物质文化遗产。端午节赛龙舟已经成为80多个国家和地区的传统活动。英国人历来崇尚皮划艇运动，当龙舟遇到皮划艇，会有怎样的故事呢？今天，剑桥龙舟节的创办人李炳南带着执委们去拜访市长，商议明年龙舟节的计划。
Mind you, one of the scariest moment of your life, we've got you a souvenir. I'm going to show you this. So we've got you on the boat. And that was, I think that was the best clip we've got from you, not holding the back of the chair.
That's right. You actually got both hands up in the air. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And of course, the dragon boat seat is usually for the smallest person in the crew.
I know.
And it's about that wide.
Can you imagine?
And I'm quite a big chap.
You are. You're
massive.
Yeah.
And I couldn't keep my balance.
Bless you. You've done really well.
Most of the time I had, because normally they'll beat the drum with two hands,
yes.
not me. I had one hand there holding myself steady.
What I would like to ask, from your point of view, in terms of what we have organised this year, the Dragon Boat.
I'm quite happy to front it, to lead it and to kick it off. However, you do need to work with certain executive officers, and obviously I'll put you in touch with those, and you can work with those.
剑桥大学坐落在剑河支派，这里河道纵横，水流平缓，特别适合划船运动。无论是西式的皮划艇，或者是中式的龙舟，李炳南和执委会委员们四处考察场地，准备到更开阔的地方举办新一届龙舟赛。
This is a brilliant, straight,
well, that's right.
wide riverbank for racing, isn't
Well, the
it?
advantage is being able to have 4 boats here, isn't it, Peter? You can have 4 drumming, racing side by side.
It's the best part of the river.
Yeah, and spectators, gorgeous crowd
here. There's plenty of space for spectators.
Yeah.
剑桥大学国王学院专门为中国诗人徐志摩立了一块大理石石碑，上面刻着再别康桥的诗句。很多华人来到英国都要到这里看一看。1996年，剑桥华人联谊会会长李炳南创办了首届龙舟赛。
You see, there are some photos about our activity in the past. I think that you see.
Well, I remember these.
This occasion that you did join.
We've been to many of them. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
And I mean, a lot of people know about the dragon dance now. I mean, I'm talking about the English population.
Yes.
Maybe they don't understand it fully. Of course, the meanings behind it and your culture, but it's becoming a much more popular spectacle. And
李炳南因为常年致力于华人社区志愿服务和贡献，而获得大英帝国元佐勋章 MB1。虽然离明年龙舟节还有几个月，大家按捺不住内心的期盼，一起练习旱地划龙舟。
That's the thing that I loved about it. I mean, one thing that brings a lot of cultures together is sport, and the thing is, Cambridge is built on multicultural experiences. So this was just another one that brought us all together as people from Cambridge, not Chinese people and English people, but it was absolutely fantastic.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
唐风汉韵，竹笛行舟，穿越千年，跨越大洋。 把人们的心连在一起，来自东方的中国元素，带着诗情画意，向着未来延伸。